My name is Dennis Funderburg, and this is Five Crowns International Ministries. So Five Crowns is a ministry with a very specific calling to accomplish three things. Number one is to advance the gospel. Number two is to empower the believers. And number three is to bring more unity into the church. So we've been to places like Philippines where we have been working really hard there, getting churches united, bringing denominations together. And so with that, we're also able to do these amazing gospel crusades and revivals because we have the assistance of the local church coming together. So that's good. So now we can advance the gospel. We can lead people to Jesus. Two, we have these churches and their support, so we're able to empower their believers. And number three, we're able to bring unity to the church because we're not just trying to get the charismatic churches all together in one event or conservatives all together in one event or bringing them all together. And also that helps out greatly when we do these gospel crusades and we lead thousands and thousands of people to Jesus. We can rest well at night knowing that we partnered with the church well, and the people that got saved, they got connected to the local church. In India, visit local churches out in the villages and speak identity and empower them and encourage them. Also pastor conferences where we have 350, 400 pastors come together and we equip them and pour into them. And then also we've done a huge gospel crusade in Kakinada, India, where one of the nights we had like over 17,000 people in attendance. And we saw just amazing signs, wonders, miracles, outpouring of God's Spirit, and salvation. Absolutely incredible. Other places like Kenya, Nigeria, Ghana. The one in Nigeria was a partnership with Christ for All Nations, where we received training from Daniel Kalinda, and we operated under his leadership, and it was so amazing. Got to learn so much. God is just opening up all these amazing doors for the ministry. So Five Crowns doesn't just operate internationally. We operate here locally in the United States as well. So things that we do here, we have our Five Crowns Jesus nights on Sunday nights. We also have our podcast, the Jesus is Still Jesus podcast, the Jesus is Still Jesus book. And really, I just try to make myself available for as many people as I can. I can't tell you how many cups of coffee and counseling sessions I've had with people. Also, we preach at different churches. We preach at Baptist churches. We preach at charismatic churches. I honestly believe that God wants to bring unity between the conservative and the charismatic church. So there are three ways that a person can help Five Crowns International Ministries. One is prayer, two is supporting, and three is sharing. So number one, we need people on our prayer team. We need people covering us in prayer. We would love to have a huge community, this army of people praying when we go into different nations and just on a day-to-day basis covering the teams, covering the staff, and covering the families that are involved in those trips or those missions so that we can be as effective as possible. And number two, by financially supporting us like this ministry and for our calling, it takes money. It takes money to do the gospel crusades. It takes money to travel all the way around the world. It takes money to keep the podcast going, all those different aspects. So people can go to our website, fivecrowns.org, the number 5crowns.org, and they can sign up. It's a very easy giving process where they can become a monthly donor or give one time, and every single dollar goes to advancing the gospel, empowering the believers, and bringing unity to the church. And also, since we're a 501c3, we're a nonprofit organization, everyone receives a tax benefit at the end of the year for supporting us. And then the third thing is sharing. Going onto our social media on our Five Crowns page on Facebook, or also going to our YouTube page, going and just sharing our videos, sharing our teachings, our posts, just getting the word out there of the message of Jesus that is coming from this ministry, sharing that, posting about it, or even just going to our Jesus is Still Jesus podcast on iTunes and rating it and giving it a review. All those things actually go a really long way in helping out this ministry.